Hey guys, this is Trixie, and I am back today to play some games. And I'm excited to be here again with you guys tonight. Thought I'd shake it up just a little bit today, so I have a little bit of a new program going for us tonight, and I can't wait to share that with you. So, welcome. My name is Trixie, and I like to play video games like a lot of you do. And we are going to be starting tonight with something different. We're going to play some Obsideo. And Obsideo is a new game that I've been playing, well, new to me game, that I've been playing and mostly recording for my YouTube channel. But I thought I would share it with you tonight. Play a few games before I get into the game that I've planned to start at 8 tonight, which is Trails in the Sky. We're going to continue the adventures with Joshua and Estelle, or Estelle and Joshua, depending on how you want to put it. So I thought, you know what, I really want to show my audience this game because I find it really interesting. And I stream... Sorry, I don't stream. I record a lot of Phasmophobia. My friends all know I'm a big Phasmophobia fan, and I play it every single day, either in solo mode or in multiplayer mode. And one of my favorite players that I like to watch and learn from introduced me to this game. And I thought, well, I'm going to try that. So I've also been playing this in solo mode and multiplayer mode. And I thought, I want to show this to my audience and to my friends. So I'm going to play a few games of this. I'm still learning this game, so I'm, getting better. But I thought it was just a different take on a ghost hunting game. It's still in development. It's still, being worked. Hey, Steve. It's still being worked on, so it is not a complete game. So, they are working on this game. So there's, a few things about it that are a little quirky. Hi, Rose. There are some things they need to work on with this game, so I will probably talk about those things a little bit as I'm playing a couple of the games before I get into the main game tonight. That being said, if you've been here before, welcome back. Glad to have you. If you are new here, welcome to you as well. You will see in the bottom right corner of the screen, I have a followers goal. And you all can help me with that by hitting that cute little heart button on your screen. It's completely and totally free to hit that heart button. And that helps me out. You're completely new. Do I know you? Yes, Rose. I've never met you before. I have no idea who you are, Rose. Anyway, that followers goal, it helps me. That is not a Twitch goal at all. That is a me goal. It helps keep me motivated with the streaming and, lets me know that you like the games that I'm playing and you like what I'm doing, and one little heart button at a time. We're going to get to that 200. And I do get those notifications. I get them, when I'm off stream, and I get them in my email. I get them in OBS when I am just recording other games that I put on YouTube. So if you hit that button, I definitely get each and every one of those, and I thank you in advance if you hit that button, whether you're watching it live or on the VOD. So thank you. You're going to see links for that from my moderators and from the bot in the chat. For the follow, you're going to see links for the Discord. You are also going to see links for the YouTube. And, I put a lot on the YouTube page. I have the same initial goal there that I had here on Twitch, which is to get to 100, they call it there, of course, subscribers, right? We're in the mid-60s right now, so if you do go over there and watch any of the content, the old saying, like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Why go over there? Well, there's a lot of content there, mainly games that have never been streamed anywhere. They're simply played, recorded, and put up. I'm making an exception to that tonight by going to show you a little bit of Obsideo because I thought it was just a cool game and I wanted to show it to you guys. So we're gonna check this out, and like I said, move on to the main game that I planned for about 8 o'clock. So all that being said, welcome. Glad to have you, Steve. Glad to see you, that you got everything sorted out and you're back with us. And Rose, glad to have you back with me as well. And I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad to be here too. So again, this is a ghost hunting game, and if any of you have seen or watched Phasmophobia, this is a different take. So before I get into it, I'm just going to say that this game requires some different elements than Phasmophobia does. And just as I get into it, just remember that this is a game that is very much in development right now. So they've got some work to do. And yes, I did put my wings back on because they once again updated the software, and they never tell me when they're going to do it, and the wings fall off, and then you or Mitch or somebody goes, hey, your wings are gone, and I have to go add them back on again. So they are back. Yeah, I mean, some of them have things in common. Some things are similar. Some things are not. And I'll kind of explain it as I get in. So with this game, we are a priest. And with Phasmophobia, we go into the game. We go to a house. We find out what the ghost is. And I always found it kind of funny because we go into this house and we go, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you have a demon in your house. Shake hands, good luck, bye, and we leave. And this game, we go into the house, we find out what the ghost is, and we perform an exorcism. And we get rid of the ghost. So I think that's kind of neat. So we are a priest. Some people don't necessarily like that about this game, but I think it's kind of interesting because, you know, you typically associate exorcisms with that. Hi, Dr. Hermit. So I just have him decked out in classic black and white. They have all kinds of funky colors. I think it's kind of weird. I'm just going to pick a simple map because, like I said, this is just about showing you guys this game and what it's about before we play Trails. So we start out in this room instead of a van like in Phasmophobia. We have similar equipment. We have two tables. This is equipment. This is exorcism gear. And we have an EMF. And our flashlight is already on us. It is equipped. I am very good. How are you? Now, this room, by the way, this is not like our van in Phasmophobia. This is not a safe room. The ghost can hunt us and get to us in this room. So we have to walk around, and we can look around this house, and we already have our first clue. You have to use your observation skills in this game. So we have a pentagram, which you're missing part of it because of this rug. But the pentagram has a voodoo doll on it. Anytime you have a pentagram on the floor, it's going to have a voodoo doll in it. It's not specific. So I'm walking around, and I'm using my thermometer. And I already know from experience with playing this game. Here's another one. This one's jumping right out the gate with evidence. Sometimes you have to walk around for a while. We're looking for a cold spot. This doll is very important, and I'm going to come back to this doll and what it signifies. This is also important, but I have to get to a safe spot before I tell you about that. So you can see right now, right, I'm walking around, and I already know I'm nowhere near the ghost room based on this temperature, but I'm just kind of walking around. And where you might want to look like this down at the ground, you're going to want to look kind of up more. And you can see the temperature on my thermometer is going down, and we're getting towards negatives. And we're getting towards 100. So I'm going to step outside of the house for a minute. Outside is the only place in this game that you are safe. So you come outside, and notice that's another clue. It just turned on and off a light. So while I'm out here, a couple of things to tell you about this. So, one very important thing. In Phasmophobia, we worry about sanity. Hi, Jason. That's my buddy Jason. He plays Phas, and he plays Obsideo with me. So this little wristwatch thing here has our heart rate on it. And unlike Phasmophobia that measures sanity on the board in the van, we carry this little wristwatch that measures our heart rate. And the heart rate is an indicator of sort of like your sanity. It's like an equivalent kind of thing. So the higher your heart rate goes, the more likely you are to be hunted by the ghost. So if your heart rate starts getting to 100 or significantly over 100, your flashlight will start to blink red, and you either need to hide ASAP or get out of the house, because that ghost is going to come after you and try to kill you. So that's one of the reasons I got outside, so I could explain that to you. So the other thing is, you want to come outside because this is where you can fill in your journal in safety. So once I let go of that button, it takes it a second, and I can bring up my journal. This game, that's one of the things. It has like slow response times. You can bring up your ghost clues. And so then you can check off what evidence you get. Well, I already know I saw negative on my thermometer, so I am going to click that. I have not gotten an EMF yet, so we're going to come back to that. And you have different things we're going to come to as we get to those. We have not gotten to any of these other buttons yet. And we have Ghost Eliminator. So we know that it did the pentagrams. So if you type in the search bar pentagrams, it'll bring up pentagram on floor. And it brings you options of what the ghost might possibly be. We hear it smashing things in the house. We don't know what yet. And we know that it turned on and off lights. So we saw that from being out here. So we're going to find out, was it... Hi, Hunter. We're going to find out, was it smashing plates? Was it smashing bottles? There's a difference. So we're going to come back inside. And we know we were heading this way. And it's already... Like, see, the temperature now is gone the opposite direction of where we had found it, because we were at negative. 5, 4. So then we go, okay, well, where is it then? Oh, why, look. Negative 13. My experience in this game is it doesn't usually get a whole lot colder than negative 13, 14. So it's here. We have freezing. EMF is not going off. In this game, any EMF reading counts. So I have to come back to the equipment room now. This is my biggest complaint about this game. Alarm clocks go off. They are the most obnoxious thing on the entire planet. And they are everywhere. And they spam the ever-loving you-know-what out of them. It drives me crazy. Oh, Jason, you know exactly how obnoxious these are. I'm semi-watching, still working on scheduling. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you could... That one that's going off now, and it closed that door. I did not close that door. The ghost closed that door. So this is a music box. Music box is not going off, so it's not that. If it's ghost writing, it'll appear in that book. And sometimes you walk away and come back, and it'll be ghost writing. We're almost at 100. I'm going to just take a quick zoomy zoom and see if I can tell if those are plates. Oh, and the stove is on. It looks like an oven is on, but the game considers that a stove. Okay, that's glass. It's breaking bottles. And the TV's on. Alright, so I'm going to run outside so my heart rate can go down again. And I can fill in my journal. Again. Alright, so it turned on and off the TV, turned on and off the stove. And then we type in here breaks. Sorry, they call it smash. smashes bottles. And you can tell right now it's not really giving us a whole lot of it's not giving us a whole lot of defining characteristics between these three ghosts yet. These are still kind of common clues that we're getting. Again, EMF didn't go off. The writing has not happened that we've seen. Sometimes it's instantaneous the moment you put it down. Music box that I put down didn't work. All right, heart rate is good. So we're gonna go back in. Again, it's turning on lights again. And sometimes, depending on the ghost, and here it is, closing the doors again. Oh my gosh, I hate these clocks. All right, so this is a radiation detector, and this is something called a REM pod. And oh my gosh, I feel like half the time all I do is run around and turn off these clocks. So we walk to the ghost room. Usually if you get remotely close to the ghost room and there is radiation, it will have started to detect it by now. So there's not. This one is called a REM pod. Don't ask me that much about what it's supposed to do. I have not even looked it up. All I can tell you is that if the top two lights light up red, the ghost has interacted with it. Hello. Ooh, look, it throws knives. So that is another ghost clue right there. All right, so it is definitely not that. I think it was 25. Next, when I finish this game, I'll be able to look at it. But it definitely throws knives. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they need to not have it spam the alarm clocks quite so hard. All right, so I've got these. This is a spirit box, and this is a camera, and I'm going to tell you about those outside while my heart rate goes down. The only way you can get your heart rate down is by going outside. So that is kind of a little bit of a downside to the game. So we don't have to add the radiation. We don't have to add the REM pod because they did not go off. We come in here and we can do throws, knives. There are two things for knives. One is throws knives when they just kind of lay on the floor or on an object. The other one is stabs knives into walls. So this one is throws knives. So that helps narrows it down to demon or jinn. So we've got that. Okay, so now we have our spirit box, and we are just about ready to go with that. Now, I already stumbled across what we're going to need for this. But what you do with this is you turn this on, and you walk around the house, and you basically have to check every single room. And if you're close to this, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, this Matryoshka doll, the spirit box will start talking. So just for form's sake, even though I know where it is, knocked over the trash can, you know, I'm walking around. You can see that plant looks dead. It's no longer alive. That one looks dead too. It's no longer green. You know, we're not getting anything happening, right? And you're gonna notice.
I will catch you. Look up.
That purple thing is a dinosaur toy.
I'm watching.
That's a clue.
Attack.
So what happens is you have to look around the house and you're looking for this doll. Looks like those little Russian stacking dolls or whatever you call them. And it can be hidden in a cabinet. It can be hidden in all kinds of places. I just happened to come in here. They are. Huh. Can you put in my notes to check that, Steve? Because I don't know why it would be doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. Alright, so this camera is for looking around. We're looking for like a glowy, floaty orb. Almost looks like a firefly. And through this whole thing, you still have to be looking around at your sanity, aka your heart rate. These things are the candles I lit earlier, so it's not those. And I'm trying to look for these things as I'm making my way back towards the door. I'll do the basement after. Nothing here. Alright, let's go outside. Ooh. There's some sounds and things in this game that I don't 100% know what they are. But yes, it looks kind of like a nesting doll. But they call it a matryoshka doll or something like that. Excuse me, my allergies are like crazy today. But you have to find that doll and put it with the pile. If you walk the whole house and you don't get that spirit box talking to you, then you don't have the doll. You don't have to do that. But that's your positive test. And speaking of which, spirit box. Matryoshka, yes. So now that my sanity is back, so I didn't go in the basement. I'm gonna come down here and we just walk around, and here's the other alarm clock. This is why I didn't come all the way down here to shut that one up. And you have to look through the entire house. Ah! I always miss the stairs when I'm walking with the camera. Alright, I looked in that room. I did look in the ghost room. It's not in here. And... ooh. Very bright in here. Uh-oh, it's a djinn. We have a lamp. It's a djinn. Okay, so we now know what kind of ghost it is. It has revealed itself. And there is no... if there's an orb, I've been all over the entire house and I haven't seen it. They don't all have orbs. Alright. So I'm dropping that. So if it had an orb, there's something I would have to do for that. Yeah, it does some weird sounds. It's possible that there's an orb and I didn't see it, but they're usually fairly obvious. Great cosmic powers, itty bitty leaving space. I love that line. So it's not a perfect thing, but you know. So then we also have lamps, place genie lamps, which also makes it a djinn. It really, once you've figured out what it is, you pick a ghost from the ghost list. Once you've picked a ghost, you can't go back. You can't unselect it and pick something else. So you want to make sure you're positive that you have the ghost right before you go forward. So you pick djinn, and then you go into this ghost wiki, and you can go in here to help you figure out what the ghost is if you need to, like if you just can't figure it out, because there are ones that are kind of a pain. And it tells you like what are their common interactions, uncommon, rare, and extremely rare. And then this is what you're looking for the end of the game. It says, what does it require at the end of the game for the exorcism? You need a crucifix and salt. So I have to go back to the room at the back of the house where I started, and I need to get a crucifix and salt. And I never know when I do this. I mean, I could miss something. I could have missed the orb. It happens. So here's the crucifix, and here's the salt. And we go place those in the room. And I hope that I do this well and do this right for doing this on stream, because that would be kind of funny to get murdered by the ghost on stream. I've never, I shouldn't say never, but I usually don't get murdered by the ghost. But it's only happened like twice ever. I just cursed myself right there. Okay, so I did the ghost wiki items. I put the spirit box doll in there. We need at least 3 candles lit, and then the Bible. So I've got the Bible. I don't have to worry about those alarm clocks. I got 1, 2 candles lit there. I could worry about the obnoxious other items. I have 4 candles lit. All right, I have selected the thing. We throw the Bible on the pile. That is a djinn right there. We are exorcising him. We're sending the demon back to hell, or wherever he came from. And he's not really a demon. He's just entity, whatever the heck you want to call it. Hey, Aaron. And he is gone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. All right. So now I go back. If you want to play a group game, you can play with me. All right. So I hit this radio button. I'm only going to play a couple more games, then I'm going to go on to my Sky game. Jason's like, Aaron. Okay, perfect game. I didn't miss any clues. There was no orb or anything like that. And now we can find out the answer to Jason's question. I am level 26 now. So there you go. My boy wants to play. All right. Aaron and Jason are my buddies for playing Phasmo in this game, so we have a lot of fun. So, and I'll do this. Since my sound alerts are still, apparently they're having mega issues with that. I'll do the Pikachu. I'm not as good at it though. All right, so let me get out of this game, and then I will pull up a public game so Aaron can hop in. Jason, I know you're Occupado, you said. My friend called it Pichaku. Pichaku. All right, so I'm gonna give Aaron a minute here. So this game is a lot of fun. They've got several different maps, and you do the difference is that you have to be really observant. And it's not that in Phas you don't have to be observant. You have to know the differences in the ghosts in Phas to help you, especially on nightmare mode. You have to be able to know kind of how they behave to determine what you have. But in this case, your tools, they say, okay, yes, you have EMF, you have this, you have that. But you have to watch. You have to see, is there blood writing on the wall? Are there bugs crawling around? Are there Christmas presents flying around? You have to see all of these things and be observant and put those into that book to help you figure out what it is that you have. Because if you don't do those things, you are not going to get this right. And, there are a couple games where we've done it and we get it wrong, and then the ghost will come hunt you if you get it wrong. Sometimes. If you get the percentages and you get enough stuff right, that you'll still exercise it and you can still win, even though you missed something. So it's fun. I did read up actually on, there is a hard mode, as you can see on the screen. And the hard mode, I'll just bring it up while I'm waiting for Aaron, and it just tells you that your starting heart rate is significantly higher. Right now we're starting in the 60s. it starts at 90 to 110. It doesn't go lower than that. It takes longer for it to recover. The ghosts are more aggressive. You don't have a setup phase. You know, you can read all these different things that it does. The percentage and the estimates as far as how you win the game aren't as lenient, so there is a greater chance that if you make a mistake, you could lose. So there's that possibility. So, and there he is. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hi.
There you are. There's Aaron. Okay.
On your it shows that I have like that red cloak on, but I don't even have that unlocked.
Yeah, that's what I was saying the other day. You always, whenever you show up, you always have that red outfit on. It's funny. All right.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So we'll just go back to the first map for right now. Okay, so I have grabbed the thermometer and the ghostwriting book. And Aaron will be here in a second. His game takes just a teeny bit longer to load than mine does. So I usually go ahead and just start running temperatures. Aaron is a lot of fun. He's a very good gamer. I started playing games with him probably last September. Oh, look, the doll's in the same spot again. That is extraordinarily convenient, since sometimes it can be a pain in the butt to find. And yeah, he's a really, really good gamer and a good kid, and you know, I've kind of taken him under my wing, and we play these games together. And Jason joined us a month or so back. We have a lot of fun. Kind of lagged there for a second.
The dino toy.
Okay, we got a dino toy. I'm moving towards the kitchen area because I haven't found temperatures yet. And the spirit box thing is in that little closet towards the ghost, or towards the starting room. It looks like it's in the kitchen. Yeah, it's in the kitchen area by the table. And we've got ghost writing.
We have EMF and radiation.
Radiation, EMF, and ghost writing. And it would help if I hit the right buttons. So we have radiation, EMF, and writing. And then under this one now, this time we had moves the dino toy as our first clue. Okay, so now check our sanity. Okay, we're at 102. So then we come outside and we chill out a little bit. We wait for everything to go down until we can get back inside and see what this thing does now. I want to get a ghost that I haven't gotten yet. I think that would be really cool. Because there's like so many and I haven't gotten, like, I think half of them yet I haven't gotten. I played probably 7 games earlier today, and all of them were either demon or Jinn.
Those seem to be like common. I think we've got mostly Jinn.
Yeah.
Jinn and Chimera.
Jinn and Chimera seem to be, and we had a few Onis thrown in. Ooh, opens drawers. And I don't know if you heard me when you got in, but the doll is in that room next door. So we already know it's gonna be a spirit box. Is this like right here? And then this thing, like I said, this is called a REM pod. I don't know if this is even like a real tool that ghost hunters use or not. But if it's positive, the dots will turn red. Like that. So we have REM pod. Alright. Now normally... You got sent to the loading screen. Oh no, I lost Aaron? Oh no! Alright, well let's finish here. What? Oh, I hate it when it does that whispery thing. Alright. Pick up. Pick up. Alright. Right? I don't know if anybody else heard that breathing. This game, like I said, it is still in development, so it seems to glitch. Whenever you have the ghost writing book, you have to throw it in the fire. What? What the heck is this? I've never seen that before. You'll play from the chat. What is this? Is that a clue? Or is that just a glitch? What the heck? Alright, I'm at 100. I'm gonna step outside for a second. And then I'll play another game or so. Try to get Aaron in after that. After this one. That's where you got kicked out. Oh, okay. I wonder if that means I won't be able to... I probably won't be able to use those things. They're floating objects. Yeah, but how would I know? Floating holy water. Oh, that seems very contradictory to me. Floating holy water. All right. Let's go put this on the pile. Yeah, because how will I know if they're not evidence items if I can't pick them up? If they're just glitched on in the air. Can I pick them out of there? No, I can't. Oh boy. That's not good. Oh boy. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if we're gonna have them or not. Alright, I'm just gonna look for the orb. And hope that... I mean... I hear a rocking chair. Stupid alarm clock. And it should be this one. Okay. Heart rate 87. Alright, I'm not seeing it. Oh, every stupid time I miss these stairs when I walk with the camera. I'd like to find an orb so I can show you guys what the orb looks like. And... ah, there's one right there. That's an orb. So it looks like a firefly blinking around. Alright, so I threw the camera down. I always do that so I can kind of mark where I found the orb. Oh boy. Alright. I'm not gonna know if it's... and if I need an extra holy water for the exorcism, I'm in trouble. But right now I don't even know what this thing is gonna be. Please don't let me need an extra holy water. It was down here. So I just dropped the camera where I found it and then I do. That didn't work. There. That sizzle sound means that you burned the orb away. Alright, so I can go outside. And look, there's a dino toy all the way outside. You can the evidence. Alright, so we had spirit box, we have orb. The only thing we don't have freezing temps, and I don't know if we have music box or not. So we had the rocking chair, we had alarm clocks, opens drawers, and it says shade. So we're gonna just go with shade so we can make this one fast so we can get Aaron back. Of course we need a holy water and a candle. I can't get another holy water because it's floating in the air. I don't know. I should be able to still do it without the holy water. It's just not going to give me 100% because I can't pick that up out of the sky. All right. Let's see. So we put the ghost specific items. What did I say it was? Holy water and a candle. So I got the candle. Check. Holy water, can't do. The breaker's off. The doll's in there. We need anti-radiation pills. Took those. We did the orb. We need Jesus. And I burned the ghost book. So let's take Jesus. And I would so grab that holy water if it would let me. So we might get the music box and the holy water. Hydrate or dehydrate. Alright, here's that. And there's that. And it didn't say anything about, I also want to check something. Yeah. Okay. We just need the Bible. It's the last thing. Alright. Let's hope I don't die. My points, Trixie. Please. Hello? Alright, it's a shade. Please work. Don't kill me. Oh, hell no. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Be gone, shade. Maybe I should back up so I can run if the holy water thing doesn't work right. Oh, okay, it worked. Phew! I lived! I lived! Yay! Yoo-hoo! I win! I win! Stupid alarm clocks! And then you hit the radio.
I'm on my way.
Alright, I'm on my way. I feel compelled to say that every single time. Alright, one holy water not in room. Okay, so that's not bad, because it was floating in the air. I could not get the stupid holy water. Alright, let's see if Aaron can get back in. We'll do another game or two of Obsideo, and then I will get into Trails, as promised. You redeemed Hydrate? I did not see that. Let me grab my drink. Sorry, it's a little harder to pay attention to the thing when I'm, like, running for my life. My other games are a little more chill, where I can kind of sit back and I don't have to worry every second that I'm gonna have to be hunted, you know? Alright, and while I'm waiting for Aaron to try to get in, I'm going to pick... Let's pick River Road. River Road is a little more dilapidated. It's still a small house. I did that bigger dilapidated farmhouse earlier by myself. That one was rough because I had there's some of the exorcisms require you to have all of the radios turned off in the house. And boy, what the ghost I had that time kept turning and spamming the radios on, and every time I would find one, it would turn on two more. It was such a pain. I had to keep going outside. I'd turn off two radios. I'd have to go outside. I'd come back and it would have like one turned on. I'd turn that one off and it would turn on another one. It took me forever to get all the radios turned off in that big house. I was so annoyed. But I like this game. I like that it requires you to pay attention to what's going on around you. And I like that you actually get to, quote, get rid of the entity at the end of the adventure. That's always part that we kind of joke about in Faz, that we're all like, bye, it's your problem now. Have fun with your demon. You know. I don't know what you're going to do about your djinn, but we told you what it is. So, I don't know. But yeah, I was going to start at 8 tonight, and I just was like playing this earlier, and I thought, I really want to show people and put this on the stream tonight. And will kill you if he gets the chance. Sayonara. Oh my goodness. I know I was playing Faz earlier and I had a basement ghost and he was just sitting there rocking the rocking chair. Rocking the rocking chair. And I had 2 ghosts on Faz that were like, I could not get the last evidence. And I'm like, what the heck? You can't see me in the list? What? Here, let me disconnect. And I'll make a new lobby. And he always, this thing takes forever with this. I mean, I know he wants credit for his game, and that's all fine and wonderful, but. Alright, I made a new lobby, Aaron. See if you can see me. Can you see me now? Look, a commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you see me now? We'll try it. Nah? I'll use magic to join. I'm psychically connecting to you, Aaron.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi. How are you? I'm just waiting for my friend. He's trying to get into the lobby. It might be a little bit. And I'm streaming too, just so you know. Oh. I'm waiting for a friend of mine to join the lobby, so it might be a minute.
Oh, okay.
And I'm streaming too, so if you don't want to stay, I understand.
Your friend, or... I can hop out of here if it's just gonna be you and your friend.
It's up to you. Like I said, I'm not sure how long it's going to take him to get in, and I may have to recreate the lobby if he can't. Oh, there he is. Aaron, is that you?
No.
No, it's not him. All right. Well, since we have 3, we have a guest. We can do a little bit bigger map. It's easier when we have more people. Let's do that farm one. That's bigger. It's easier with 3 people.
Radio me and when you want to leave.
Alright, I'm gonna take this and this. I always try to take like 1 detecting equipment and then that way everybody has something that helps find the initial room.
I'll be on orb duty.
What was that?
I'll be on orb duty.
Okay. I hate finding the orb, so that's a great job. I'm glad you're doing that. Alright, 11 degrees, 10 degrees, 8, 6. Alright, it appears to be in the kitchen area. Kitchen dining room.
Is it just going down to 6 or is it going lower?
It's at 3.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we have ghost writing.
Hey, did somebody else light this candle?
I did.
Because we don't have freezing temperatures, so we don't want to light those, right?
I don't know. I'm still fairly new to this game. I just light them anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's in the kitchen dining area, and it's ghost writing, not freezing.
Yeah, it just burst the lights, so I think that's a thingy.
Where's the room?
It's kind of through the kitchen, like where the table's flipped over. All right, trying the REM pod. Oh, we have REM pod.
Getting too high. Yeah, it means we need to bring in the statue of Jesus.
And no music box. So REM pod and ghost writing.
Is somebody going to burn the book yet?
Aaron just took it. And my heart rate is at 99. I'm gonna step out back for a minute. Alright, so time to let my heart rate go down just a little bit. Yeah, he definitely knows a lot more than I know. Like, I couldn't begin to tell you what requires what.
Floor or the basement. I'm checking the second floor.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't played enough to the point where I know, like, everything off the top of my head.
You also need somebody to go around with the box around the house.
You're so right, Jason. You're so right. Oh. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. So we got spirit box now. All right, I'm gonna walk around with the spirit box and we'll see if we can find the doll if it goes off.
Okay, it could be on. What floor are you on right now?
I'm just circling the first floor right now.
Okay, because it could and it does also go through floors, so it could also be hiding somewhere on the second floor.
Yeah.
What room
Have
are
you
in?
have you been playing this game for a long time? You sound like you've been like pretty experienced.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I've only been playing it for like a couple of weeks.
That's longer than me. I don't see any orbs. I think we're good in that department.
Doesn't seem like we're getting a whole lot of clues from the ghost. I haven't really seen or heard much.
Who took the radiation pill? Whatever.
Yeah, we often just go ahead and like take everything. Anyway.
I'm not sure. I feel like that might detriment the exorcism. Because then they wouldn't like let you do those if like you could just do them anyways. Like you wouldn't need to check for radiation in the first place.
I don't know. I mean, we've played games where we've just
I'm bringing in the
before we realized that you had the ghost wiki, we would just throw everything in the room and do like all the stuff. And it didn't seem to hurt anything, but oh, I'm at 102. I need to go outside.
Try playing on purpose.
Not yet, no.
Just so we can see if it bugs it out. Because, you know, in hard mode, if you get anything wrong and the exorcism fails, that's a good way to test it.
Oh yeah?
So we have RAM pod and writing. Did we have, oh yeah, spirit box. Did we got anything else?
I'm trying spirit box, but I haven't gotten a response anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go to the basement. That's the only place I haven't been yet.
Okay.
The only thing I have is REM pod and ghost writing. Did you guys
Yeah,
get
okay.
anything?
No, that seems that right.
Okay.
We already burnt the book. We already brought in the statue of Jesus. We just need to look for clues.
Okay. So I'll go downstairs and then check this. But it doesn't seem likely at this point that it's going to be this.
That's fucking with the alarm clocks.
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody else wants to try this just to see if they get a response. I didn't get anything anywhere I went. So, oh, I hate these stupid clocks. This ghost is doing nothing. Like, what has it done? It's done nothing. Hey, ghost, stop being lazy. Do something. Oh, well. What's that demonic hissing? What is that?
Doesn't it sound like hissing?
Yeah, I don't see anything. Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, pentagram.
Oh, we have a pentagram? $95 again.
I broke something. So
Was that a plate or a bottle? That's the question.
No, yeah, it's the...
Alarms, plate.
Check both of them, see if it even makes
Ooh.
a difference.
Okay, so we had pentagram on floor. And then we had the alarm clocks. And we had... There's some kind of breathing. I don't know if that's disembodied breathing. I kind of think it's disembodied breathing. There's no graves or anything.
I hear it breathing.
That's what I was wondering. It sounds like if it is the disembodied breathing. And I feel like it's so weird because I always feel like we should have more like tool evidence. But this game doesn't work like that. Ghost, what are you throwing? There's no remnants anywhere. There's no pieces of broken anything. Other than the stuff that was like already here. Come on.
I feel like it would probably be bottle if it did break anything.
It sounds higher pitched like it would be a bottle.
I heard it breathe again.
If it is disembodied breathing, I think that makes it a djinn. But the djinn can't break plates, so we'd have to. That makes sense if it was bottles. Oh yeah, I see a broken bottle up here.
Okay. Alright. Just keep looking and looking. It's gotta be.
Yeah, we could put in disembodied breathing and just go djinn if you want. Like, I don't want to spend too much time on one house.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, I'm gonna step outside.
Who's praying?
Alright, so disembodied
Oops.
breathing.
Well, I just locked in Jen, so hopefully it is a Jen.
Alright, so we'll go Jen.
Do you know what that screeching noise is?
I have no idea what that screeching noise is. So we need a crucifix and salt for that. Crucifix and salt.
Yeah, I'm bringing them. If somebody could grab the Bible.
On my way.
Okay. And we have the Jesus. You burnt the book. Hopefully it's Jen. You ready to exercise? We need everybody here.
I'm on my way. I just kind of made a wrong turn. Or
I
3.
heard a baby crying.
Alright, are we ready? Aaron? Aaron? You ready too? Let's hope we're right. Alright.
Demon be gone. Demon be gone.
Depart from this plane of existence, you evil foul
Yeah, I
being!
think we got it.
Yay!
I almost went to the van like it's fast.
Yeah!
All right, I'm on my way.
Alright. Excellent. Well done. Alright, one more and then I gotta hit the trail, so to speak. Let's do Hogan Street.
You're all set up. Radio me and when you want to leave.
I have something I need to do for like a couple of minutes. I'll just camp outside and I'll be back in a few.
Okay. 4, 1, -3, -5, -6, 11, 12. It's in this pink bedroom.
Okay. So we got freezing, so that means we need to light 4 candles.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it would go below 12, but 12 seems to be at... Oh, 13, right here. And we have
Yeah, I think
music
normally it goes
box.
down to, like,
Freezing and
13
music
or
box. Alright, so we have freezing and we have music box.
Writing.
And writing. Alright, I'm gonna start walking around with the spirit box.
We got ghost writing.
Awesome. Oh, it's Krampus! It's Krampus. We have presents and skulls.
Okay. It disabled my flashlight. I want to know what that like screeching noise is.
I don't know. I'm just gonna walk around since we already know who it is. We just need to make sure it's not an orb in a spirit box. At least Tim and Bert are like really easy to figure out who's who. You know?
It's over.
Ooh!
REM pod.
You.
Alright, REM pod and spirit box.
Behind you. Miserable.
So it's somewhere.
I will catch you. It's over. Miserable. He's here. Devil.
Alright.
I
God
think
is
we should
dead.
get out.
He's here. I will catch you.
Yeah. We're like 100. We're like 104. It's the opposite side of this room. Oh boy. Stop turning off my flashlight. Alright. I'm not even gonna fill in the other stuff because he's so easy to determine. And I know approximately where the jaw is. We just have to dig it out. Alright, so we have spirit box. We did not have radiation, right?
I'm back.
It's Krampus.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see the
Well,
present there.
it's kind of hard to miss him, right? And we have spirit box. We just need to get the doll. It's in the end of that hall.
What ghost clues do we have?
Presents, skulls.
No,
bottles.
The clues. I'm sorry. I was thinking so hard about the spirit box that.
Oh, I hear music box. Spirit box, music box, freezing.
REM pod,
Anything else?
writing.
Okay.
Oh, where's that stupid room?
So the only things we don't have are EMF, radiation, and orbs.
The spirit box is in one of these rooms.
Behind you. Kill. God is dead. It's over. He's here. Hell is here.
Alright, so it stopped talking when I went over there.
It's over.
Oh, you know
On the
what?
ceiling.
I think it's downstairs. I think it's like underneath
There's a
us.
big blood arrow pointing down to the basement. I don't know if that means anything.
I think it's in this cabinet, maybe. Or
I
not.
think I know where it is.
Sometimes it's in this kitchen.
Devil. Attack. I will
Here it
catch you.
is. It's in this kitchen cabinet. Alright, I'm gonna go put it on the pile.
Okay. So there's no EMF. Is there radiation at all?
Alright, I got the spirit box doll. The what you call it doll.
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka. I always say that word wrong. I don't know why.
Yeah, bro, turn on that
Alright.
flashlight.
So we have to do anything else? Do we have? We have the candle and the doll.
Have you guys checked for orbs yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just glitched through the wall.
Oh gosh, don't get stuck in a cabinet again.
Can I show you? Who is this person in the room?
I'm in here. I just took the thing.
I want to show you.
Isn't that how you got stuck in a cabinet the last time? Oh, we gotta burn the book.
Look, I'm in the blue room now. I'm in the lounge area. Oh my god.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
why you look the ghost.
I'm gonna go burn the ghostwriting book. And we're at 128. We're gonna get hunted.
No.
Bro, it's fine, okay? I've been up to like 150 and he doesn't mind.
I guess I'm paranoid.
Damn, he's breaking so many plates right now.
Okay, smash. Wait. I mean, I don't really need to fill this out because we know it's Krampus has
Still
very.
haven't burnt the book?
I have it in my hand. I was waiting for my heart rate to go down. My heart rate was high. All right, it is.
Have we
Book
done
is
everything else
burned.
for- Okay.
All right, so
we
we
done everything else for all the other.
we don't have an orb, right?
I still have to check the basement, but I don't think so.
Okay, so
Another thing, a distinct lack of.
Krampus had candle and possessed doll. Candle.
Have you guys been lighting the house candles?
I am as I'm taking the stuff to the room.
I have. I think I've done like 4. It's snowing in the house.
Yep, I've
Yeah, I
done
don't
like
see any
3 or
orbs,
4
so we
too.
should be fine.
And it's writing on the mirrors, along with giving us all these beautiful presents. Doll,
I want to
candle.
leave.
Are you guys ready to?
All right, so the doll's in there. We need Jesus. The book is burned. The radios have to be off, so we have to check the radios. I'll take Jesus in.
Wait, we had. Okay, got it.
What?
No, nothing.
I hear a radio somewhere. Aaron, do you hear the radio?
Yeah, but I haven't been able to find it.
Might be on the first floor.
I'm checking up here.
I turned off.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Okay. Those radios can be a
I think I hear
pain.
another one in the distance.
Alright, so Jesus, fireplace, radios, candles. Yeah, we're good. I got the Bible. We
No,
just.
I think there's still another radio on.
Is there?
Yeah, and it's somewhere on the right side of the house.
Okay, yeah, because I'm upstairs. I
I
can't.
think I got it.
Oh, good. Okay, because I can't hear it from up here. Aaron?
I think that's just because you're on the left side of the house.
Oh, okay. You weren't in the cabinet anymore. I got worried.
I will perform Houdini.
You got to do your little dance that you do.
Before he turns on any radios, please.
Okay, ready?
Ah,
Bye, Krampus. Get out of this house. Rah! Earthquake. Ah, the whole house is shaking. Turned off my flashlight during the exorcism. Oh, look at that knife in the wall. Woohoo!
All right, I'm on my way.
All right. Let's go. Woo! All right, perfect game. Nice. All right. Well, Aaron, I think that's going to be it because I got to go on to my other game. So we'll play more later or tomorrow. It was nice meeting you, sir. Have a good one.
bye.
All right, guys. And yeah, that was me moving. I was just playing around. I was being dramatic, you know, going, ah! And then it turned off my flashlight during the exorcism, which was kind of funny. No, that was totally me. We'll have to play it again. We'll try to get Jason when he's free, and we'll all play again. So that was cool. So that was me showing you guys what Obsideo looks like. So let me turn on my controller, and because I have to have my controller on before I switch games. So here's what's going to happen. The world is going to go black for a minute when I escape this game because I have to reset a couple of things. So don't you go anywhere. because we're going to change to Trails in the Sky, and I got to change my stream title so everybody knows we changed games, because other people aren't going to come in because they are my JRPG people, and they probably are waiting to see the Trails in the Sky game come in. So hang with me. I'm going to go change the title. I'm going to load up the screen. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just changing it. So we're going to go black. And you should still hear me.